Okay, moving on to making a lace closure. As you can see, I have my ruler with me and my pencil. So first I'm going to teach you how to make a 4x4. So we are making a 4x4 closure. As you may understand, it's called 4x4. It means that the width here like this, as in the width, the length, the width like this, as you can see horizontally, the width is going to be 4 inches wide, and the length is going to be 4 inches long. That is what it means by when we say 4x4 closure. So both the width and the length is 4x4, but there is a little switch, which is you have to add 1 inches, that is 1 inch extra at the front to give it that space of customization purpose. I mean, so you have to give it just 1 inch, or if you have enough what is it called, Swiss lace to spare, you can give it more than 1 inch, but preferably 1 inch extra is enough for customization. So let's go into the construction right now. So what I'm going to do now is to how to construct, for you to construct your 4x4 closure. All you have to do is measure, get a piece of paper, a plain paper like this. Then so this is the length now. So I'm going to measure 5 inches. I'm going to measure 5 inches for the length. This thing is like upside down, so okay, let me use it like this. So I'm going to measure 5 inches for the length. That is 1 inch added to it because of the for ease or for customization purpose. So I'm going to measure 5 inches now. This is the 5 inches. So I'm going to measure the 5 inches for the length. Okay, so I've already measured the 5 inches long here. That is 1 inch extra for 1 inch extra for the customization purpose in front, and I'm going to measure the 4 inches wide or width, the 4 inches width here. Okay, so I'm going to measure the 5 inches this other side as well. So I'm just going to measure the 5 inches the other side. Okay, let me measure the 4 inches first so that I'll know it's accurate. So here like this, I'm going to measure 4 inches again. Here this two side is going to be 4 inches, and this two side 5 inches as I said earlier. So I'm just marking out the 4 inches for this side, or for the width, and I'm going to mark out the 5 inches as well for the length. Don't forget that 1 inch is for the extra in front, or for the customization purpose. Okay, so in order for this whole construction to be complete, we have to I'm going to label this this 4x4 closure construction, so that you will know this is what it's supposed to do, this is what's supposed to do. So I'm going to mark out 1 inch, which is the 1 inch extra for the front. So I'm going to mark out 1 inch away, that extra that made it 5 inches. So I'm going to mark it out here like this. So I'm just going to mark it here again so that I will know it's accurate. So mark the other side for accuracy. So I mark out the 1 inch. So I'm just going to do a dot, or if you want, you can just rule along the line. If you want, you can just rule along the line if you want. So this line now is I'm going to write do not ventilate. So this is a pattern. So this line, from this line upwards, you do not ventilate, because this line, this place now is where the front ends. That is the hairline. So let's write hairline here. This is the hairline. So this is the hairline. This line here is the hairline. Why this part here you do not ventilate? So this is where the hairline stops. So I'm just going to mark another okay, I'm just going to do another, because this is a pattern. So I just want you to follow this pattern so that you will know, as in I want this pattern to give you a direction of what to do. So with this pattern, before you go ahead and cut your ventilating your closure, we look at this pattern. You have to make sure that this pattern, you see the way that I'm labeling it right now, you have to make sure you follow exactly what I did here so that you don't get it wrong. Because, okay, let me just mark it out so that you will know what I'm saying. So I'm going to label this place now. I'm going to label here. So you see this arrow that I drew here. So I'm going to label it as stretch. So you can see this arrow. This arrow is telling you that your Swiss lace should stretch this way, like the most stretched part of your Swiss lace should stretch towards the side and not forward or backward. It should stretch towards the side. So before you cut your lace closure, you have to look at your pattern the way you marked it. Just look at the pattern properly so that you will follow the guidelines. So if you want to cut your lace closure, look at the pattern. This is what your pattern is telling you. You have to make sure that the lace closure, or the lace or the Swiss lace, stretches to the side and not this way. Don't put the side that stretches more towards the front or the back. Don't let it stretch towards the back. I know the four sides might stretch, but there are some sides that stretch most. So make sure that the side that stretch most goes to the side like this. So look at this. That's why I labeled it like this. So this is what you are going to follow. So I'm just going to mark out this pattern like this. So I'm just going to draw that what is it called, that shape. I'm just going to draw out that shape. So I'm just going to draw out that shape, that, you know, when I want that curve that a closure usually have at the end. So I'm going to I'm going to label the closure now according to all the measurements that I took or I used in constructing the closure. So here is 1 inch. So right now I'm just going to label them all. Like you can see, I measured that place. I used 1 inch for the extra in front, so I label it 1 inch. So at the side where you see me touching now is 4 inches. So I'm going to label the both side 4 inches that I took, and also the width is 4 inches. So I'm just going to label all of them around according to the measurement that was used to that I used to construct the closure. Inches here is 1 inch, these two side here You can see from here to here is 1 inch, and here is 4 inch, here is 4 inch. So this is a pattern that you should follow. This is how you create your lace closure. This is a 4x4 lace closure. So if you want to create any size of closure, like 5x5, 5x5, any different kind of 5x6, 3x4, or whatever closure size of closure that you want to create, all you have to do is to create your pattern first. Then you use this pattern to cut your lace closure. This pattern, the advantage of using a pattern is, for number one, accuracy, and also it help you to save your lace, your Swiss lace, as in your lace that you are going to use. It help you to your lace for you, so you don't waste your lace. So when you already have your pattern, all you have to do is to just place your pattern on the lace and then cut the size out, so you don't need to waste your lace at all. So you just cut it out following the pattern, using the pattern. So it helps you to save your lace. That is the reason why it is very important for you to create your closure first before you go ahead and start ventilating. So I hope you are clear with this. If you still have any question, if you are not clear, just ask your question and I'll be here to answer you. So let's move on to cutting the pattern. So we are going to go ahead now and cut this pattern out. But before you cut your pattern, if you know that you don't want to be keep creating a pattern all the time, if you like, or if you are chanced, or if you want to, you can go ahead and make a photocopy of this pattern, so that you can have as much, you can make a lot of photocopies and just keep them, so that you don't have to keep creating pattern each time you want to make a closure. If you have learned something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, share this video, subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.